Hello everybody, it has been about a week. It's been a very long time since I have uploaded to this channel, but tonight we are back. We are looking at Hcmc. Today volume was through the roof. We can see volume of 2.59 billion, and again volume on this stick here is pretty high. So Hcmc has been selling off for the longest time, you already know this. Today bring us up from Friday, so things are looking pretty fantastic from the end part of last week. And like I said, we haven't actually filmed a video for about a week on Hcmc. So we do actually have quite a lot to discuss. Now some of this, in fact most of this, you probably have heard from other sources, don't get me wrong, but in this video I'm giving you all of my personal opinions, and it never hurts to have another opinion when looking at Hcmc. So just remember, if you're going to watch this video, it is only my personal opinion, just what I think. Obviously I am not a financial advisor, I'm not a lawyer, I am just an idiot in my bedroom making videos on Hcmc. Second thing to remember is obviously I do own shares of Hcmc. I do want to disclose that. I pretty much do every single episode. Previously I owned about 850,000 shares of Hcmc. I am currently now over 1 million shares of Hcmc, and I'm looking to add either tonight, hopefully, or even tomorrow. I'm looking to add up to about another 570,000 shares, hopefully bringing me to around 1.6 million. Because right now I do own about 36,000 on top of that million, so you can see that could hopefully push me up past 1.6 million. So there we go, that's my personal position. But yeah, if you might enjoy this video, if you think that you will, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. It has been a while, but we are still trying to grow the channel, so each subscriber is massively appreciated. But yes, we do have a lot to cover, and I don't want to keep you guys any longer than necessary, so let's jump into this one, looking at all the most recent news. So we're going to start off by looking at how Hcmc has been moving in the past 5 days. Well, honestly, in this sector we have nothing really to report on. If we look at how the share price has been going for the past 5 days, we can see it has been decreasing. From this point here on the 1st of April up until now, we're up by about 15%. This is good, and I think this is hopefully a sign of things to come. But as I have discussed many a time before, I do think it is a case that even if this stock price is going to explode, and I honestly hope it does, I don't think that's going to happen before we have any news about the lawsuit. No matter how decent the company is, the fact of the matter is a lot of people are holding out for that lawsuit. That is a thing that they are looking forward to. And for that reason, I think when we have news about that, we are going to have this stock hopefully brought up in price. But we have actually had a little bit of news about the lawsuit, and I'm going to update you on that just now. So, when we go over to pacermonitor.com, which obviously tracks this lawsuit, we can see back on the 1st of April, we had a motion to stay. So again, a lot of people have probably already told you what this is, but this is basically both parties saying, hold on a minute, let's hold this one out for 30 days and see what happens. Now again, there are many reasons for this. People are thinking that the two companies could be working on a settlement. Now right now I'm going to give you 2 reasons why they may or may not be working on a settlement, because again, whilst they may be working on it, it is important to remember that they may not be working on it. So some of the reasons why people think that they may be working on it is because 1, court procedures are basically a lot more expensive than obviously just settling. So it might make sense for PM to just settle with Hcmc. The second reason is of course because it is bad publicity. You don't want to have an ongoing lawsuit for this case, whilst you are still trying to run a brand. The third reason is because potentially Philip Morris may have to stop using the patent in question until the suit is settled. So again, a lot of things why they could be, working on a settlement. It could definitely be in their favour. But don't get me wrong, there are reasons why they might not be working on a settlement. Of course, if Philip Morris thinks that they have a stand-worthy case against Hcmc, they may actually proceed and go ahead if they think that they can win. But again, we have discussed the actuality of them winning. I personally think this ball is in Hcmc's court. I think they still do have a lot of potential when this lawsuit does finally go ahead. So again, we are waiting until the 16th of April, because if we remember back until, just a few weeks ago, we found out that we are now waiting for the 16th of April to find out what Philip Morris's response is going to be to Hcmc. So yes, that is listed down here. Basically, Philip Morris have to file their reply by the 16th of April. So that will be interesting. We'll have to see if that does still go ahead, because it is an interesting note to make that basically if this motion to stay is happening, are we still having this happen on the 16th? So there we go. But again, we have had more other than the lawsuit. We have obviously had that news about Hcmc basically their CEOs and management for forfeiting a lot of shares. Now this is good. Again, we have this guy on Twitter called Julian Saunders, and he does talk about this quite a lot. So basically it means that the shares were cancelled. People were thinking that means that they were perhaps not buying shares because they thought it wasn't going to do well in the future. It actually means that these shares are now cancelled, and these are shares that were eventually going to vest. And again, this is a good thing. It means that the outstanding shares is lower. So you can see there, the management team is definitely doing what they can to make this, a very appealing company from, an investor's standpoint. On top of that, there is something which we have spoken about before, I do believe, and I'm sure many other channels have again. It is the fact that they have actually cancelled out debt, and the way that they did that is by, basically switching the debt for shares. So a company which they owed to, they obviously gave them shares instead of money. Now this is another good sign. It shows that the company does potentially have good things coming, as the debt collectors could have just, taken the cash. Instead, they took Hcmc shares. So again, very, very interesting thing to note there. And again, we do have this news just the other day about their vitamin store as well. So this is fantastic once more. Again, I personally do believe that looking at Hcmc, the vaping industry is where they are going to get their, largest profits going forwards. But again, it never hurts to have extra streams of income. So looking at where we are now with this vitamin and supplement store, I think fantastic. I know a lot of people are looking to buy vitamins and supplements just to support Hcmc. So again, that could be a good thing going forwards for the future, and it could make their balance sheets look a lot better in the future as well. So right now we do still have a lot of potential for Hcmc. I know that the stock price has been pretty bad for the past few weeks, it hasn't really been moving, but ultimately I think that going forwards we still do have potential. I think the main thing to remember with Hcmc is that the reason why the share price isn't really doing anything is because we haven't really had any news at all. And yes, we have had these few pieces of good news which I have just mentioned very quickly in this video, but again, that is not necessarily anything in relation to the lawsuit, and that is what we are all hoping is going to go well for the company. So again, we are still waiting into the future to see what happens with this lawsuit, but if you don't already know, I'm sure at this point you probably do, this lawsuit isn't going to be a quick procedure. It's probably going to take quite a lot of time, and we do need to be aware of that. So would I consider Hcmc a buy right now? Well, obviously I can't tell you what to do with your money because I am not a financial advisor. All I can tell you is that I am looking to buy more Hcmc either today or tomorrow, so obviously I personally do consider it a buy. Again, I do have a lot of faith in this company, but I definitely do understand the risks, and I hope that you guys do as well. Yes, the company is solid in my opinion, but I think it is important to note that we are basically banking on this lawsuit and hoping that they win. If they don't win, we definitely could see the share price decrease. I think that is something that we all do need to be aware of. So ultimately, as I have always said in the past, don't put in more money than you are willing to lose. Don't get greedy with it, don't put too much in, just put in as much as you are willing to lose in a worst case scenario. It's all great talking about how much money we could make if this one does go well, but again, we also need to consider how much money we could lose if this one doesn't go so well. So personally, I am still optimistic, I am still bullish for Hcmc. Again, I'm holding about 1 million shares right now, looking to bring that up to 1.6 million either later today or tomorrow. So I clearly do still have a lot of hope for the company, and I see great things coming for the future. So I just thought I'd bring you another quick episode because it has been a while. Thought I'd give you all of my opinions on the news that we have been seeing recently. And I think fantastic. All of the news which I have discussed in this video I do think is great, and I'm very happy that Hcmc's management is doing what they can to make the company as decent for investors as possible. This is a quote which we had previously for the company, but it was basically Jeffrey Holman saying that the investors of Hcmc do obviously have quite a lot of interest in the stock, and subsequently they have a lot of control in the company, sort of, and obviously the company is definitely trying to work to their interests, as we have been seeing in the past few weeks and months. So who knows, guys, perhaps if they do win the lawsuit, maybe we could see a share buyback after all. But again, I'm not really going to discuss share buybacks in this video. I do think it is way too early to be talking about all of that stuff because the lawsuit has not even been won yet. So ultimately, the key takeaways from this video: we have had good news about Hcmc recently. Not too much news about the lawsuit other than that motion to stay for the next 30 days, so hopefully we can get something sorted out as soon as possible. Again, if a settlement does happen, that would be fantastic. I definitely do hope it does, but again, there is a potential that it may not happen. Again, it could just be a case of both sides are trying to save money from a legal standpoint, because of course lawyers are expensive and all that kind of stuff, and perhaps, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see what does happen. So again, if you're looking to buy it, definitely do be patient and don't put in more than you are willing to lose. But yeah, that's tonight's episode. Again, hopefully I'll be back with you tomorrow, giving you another episode talking about what we have been seeing. So I will hopefully see you then. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you soon. Goodbye.